Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider and sat down beside her, and frightened little Miss Muffet away. Hey there, I'm Alexandra Loves, and I'm here to help you create the life you want by being exactly who you are. And today we are talking about fear and Little Miss Muffet. I'm going to jump right into this because, friends, I was reading this poem to a little girl a few days ago, and anger showed up in me. Now, what was happening was I had this little girl in my lap, and we were reading through some fairy tales and nursery rhymes in this book, and she's helping me, it's all cute, and she's helping me finish the nursery rhymes, and it was so loving, and it was wonderful. And this one came up, this Little Miss Muffet poem, which I said at the beginning of the video. I'm sure you've all heard it a million times, and I couldn't figure it out for a couple days. I was like, why am I so triggered by this, And if you don't know already, I get very excited about triggers. This is why I teach and this is how I live my life. Because when I have a trigger, okay, this is huge. I want you to get this. This is not even what this video is about, but I want you to understand this. It's so important. It's like one of the best tools you can have to create anything in your life. When I have a trigger, especially a really strong one, it is tied directly into what I am desiring the most. It's the most present desire. When I have that really present desire and it's really close, like in my energy field, it's like the thing that I want the most, basically. All my triggers, even if they're seemingly not related, are directly related to that desire. So if I can interact with that trigger in a way that's beneficial to me, it opens up many doors and boosts and quickens my way into manifesting that desire. As a side note, I just wanted to give that to you as well today. Okay, so fear and Little Miss Muffet. So this trigger comes up of anger. I'm like, why am I angry at this nursery rhyme? It's a little kid's nursery rhyme, and the importance of these nursery rhymes and stories that we tell, we teach by stories, and so we are passing these lessons of life on to the future generations, to our descendants, whether they're related to or not. They are our descendants of this human experience. And so it's important. It's important that these stories have integrity, and it's important that we understand the meanings behind them. This is why it pissed me off. It took me a couple days, but I sat down and just quieted my brain for a minute because the trigger was still like, Alexandra, Little Miss fucking Muffet. It was just like right there in my head, okay? So I realized this is what got me. This chick takes the time to prepare a meal of nourishment to nourish her body, which is one of the most important tenets of your spiritual journey, is to make sure that this vessel is in working order. She takes the time to prepare nourishment for herself and then finds a special place to sit and eat it and to, take it into her body. I mean, if you're sitting on a tuffet, which is a padded pillow, it's special. That is more special than a chair. She didn't just sit in a chair. It was a tuffet. And there she is, sitting in all her regality, about to nourish herself, which is necessary and essential. And a spider comes and she bolts like taillights because she was afraid of something. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason that I had so much anger is because I recognized myself. I recognized a shadow part of myself in her. And that is the fear of taking care of myself. She ditched her nourishment and her special place because of something that caused fear in her. So this is something that I see all of us doing over and over again. I see it in my clientele. I certainly do it myself, and I'm always coming back to the practices of nourishing myself. This is what happens. I get caught up in where I have to be, what I have to do, what I have to build, what the future is going to look like, trying to prevent the past from happening over again, trying to make sure that I am good enough, that I'm doing it right, all of that stuff. And I get so caught up in almost a survival mode, even though it doesn't on the surface feel like, okay, I'm surviving. it's like this non-ending to-do list that attaches itself into my brain on my way to bed, and when I wake up, it's adding 5 more extra things that I have to do, and also I'm sitting there judging myself for not doing the things that I already did well enough and thinking that I might have to do them over again. I mean, it just goes on, and that manifests a little bit differently for all of us. What happens is I get so caught up in the motions of the things that need to be done that I forget to nourish myself. I forget to take a step back and enjoy the rain. And it's a practice for me to get into the rhythm of nourishing myself. When I get into that mode where I'm like, this, and not sleeping well, and you know, all the to-do lists, and you know, that thing that I explained before, that machine that I created for myself and is supported by the society around me, unfortunately. When I get into that place and I'm immersed, I'm trying to get back into that practice of like, okay, today I'm actually going to sit down for an hour to myself to just do my morning, you know, check in with myself, morning meditation or miracle morning or whatever it is, or I am going to go to that yoga class or whatever it is. I will create distraction for myself. I'll like sit down and I'm going to eat that salad, and then all of a sudden here comes my phone. I'm not even engaging with it. And what is the holdup? Why am I not, and I, for a long time, I tried to convince myself it's like, oh, it's because it's habit, or, you know, multitasking while I'm driving the car, it's just a habit. But I realized when I looked really deep inside myself, there's a fear, a deep fear that if I take this time to eat this salad and really enjoy it, if I really take the time in the morning, an hour, to just be with myself and drink my tea and look out my window or pet my feline, if I really take that time, then it's taking away from the to-do list. And if I don't do that to-do list, then I'm failing. If I don't get involved with every little thing that's swimming around in my mind, if I'm not engaged with it all the time, everything's going to fall apart. And it's not true. It's actually more likely that if I don't take my time, if I don't sit on my tuffet and nourish myself, if I don't really take my time, it is more likely that all of that machine is going to crumble anyway because it's not sustainable. It is not sustainable for me to just go, and not pay attention to the habit of nourishment. So, what's the moral of my story? Don't be Little Miss Muffet. Do sit on a tuffet. Do eat your curds and whey. And when the spider comes along, when that fear comes up that makes you want to get on your phone or not engage with the thing that is going to feed your body, soul, your mind, and your heart, then take a breath. And even with that fear, keep eating the curds and whey. Do it anyway, even with the fear. Take care of yourself even if you're afraid to. I promise you it's worth it. And I also promise you that if you do that on a regular basis, then that to-do list, you'll start to notice that there's some stuff on that to-do list, some stuff in that machine that doesn't matter as much as you think. So that's it. That's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope this is helpful. If you like this, please share it or subscribe right there below this video. I love you all. I'll see you soon.